Libra, welcome to the month of August 2025. This is one of the luckiest months of the year. We have a beautiful double conjunction of goodness as Venus and Jupiter come together in the heavens and bless your career, your reputation. There's so much that could happen. Wedding proposals, wedding bells, career upgrades and promotions. It's just a lovely, lucky sky. That said, the first 10 days of August have some serious grit of discontent as we come into some very challenging aspects to do with Saturn and Mars. We're going to break it down how you can respond to this month, work with the energy and flow with it to time your best life in our 30 minutes together today in this video. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Lothian and I'm using Western Tropical Astrology, not sidereal. I also love to add fixed stars and minor asteroids to most of the stuff I do. And if you're into that kind of content, I put up to 25, 30 videos of all signs content out all month long. And if you want to jump aboard my channel, participate in that, I'd love to have you. So let's get started and talk about this. Oh, before I show you the sky and we go through August, let me share a promotion with you just to let you know I'm teaching my class this fall. If you don't know, you won't get it again. It's only once a year. It's live, it's Sky Reader, it's Be Your Own Astrologer, Time Your Best Life. I teach you how to move with the flow of the sky by, first of all, understanding the natal chart itself, and then moving into some simple and useful timing tools that come from ancient Hellenistic astrology, not modern astrology, and they can really help you navigate your life, move in the direction of ease and flow rather than swimming upstream against the current. So this is why we time our best life with astrology. We use what we know to move in the direction of the current. Oh, I'm sorry, I was a little hot here and I kind of want to make sure I look like I'm underdressed for you guys. So what we're going to talk about today is your sky, and we're going to go in chronological order so that we can follow through bit by bit as the month progresses. If you're listening for your ascendant, that's your avatar in the game of life, ascendant in Libra, and that is the equivalent of your game player. Character. However, your own self, your true personality, your deepest essence is the sun. It's like the actor who plays the role. And in this regard, please pay attention very much to your sun. I need my mouse. That would be kind of the real you underneath the surface. It also relates a lot to your career and purpose matters. The moon is your home and your home base and where you live, and can relate to matters about your where you live and your mother. And the sun is your home and your sun is your career and purpose and father. You get the gist. Okay. When we listen to all three, we get a broader picture of our story. So I encourage you to try all three signs and see which sun, moon, or rising fits you the best. Rising, you need a birth time to create your chart. I have a free tutorial on how to do that in my video below, how to cast your chart in whole sign houses. It allows you as well to find your rising sign. All right, now Venus is starting the month strong, but with some difficult energies in the sky. And why does that matter for you? Because you're a Libra, and like a Taurus, you are ruled by Venus. So, well, Venus is your ally. She begins the month squaring or in a difficult conversation with Saturn. This is going to be August 1st and 2nd, where she's having a conflict of interest of some sort with something going on in your long-term committed love, marriage, and relationship house, the seventh house, vis-a-vis your work and your career priorities. Now, sometimes it's also matters to do with just a simple thing that what's going on in your relationship partner's life. They're going through a difficult time. Saturn, Neptune, maybe getting a handle on bad habits, behaviors, or addictions, or some significant person in your life is going through some challenges. It's coming into a clash with what looks like a lot of career success for you, Libra, as you are at the top of the sky with a beautiful Venus placement here. Indeed, Venus in your 10th house will be here from July 31st to August 24th, giving you a celestial popularity glow up. You're like, your boss loves you, the public loves you, you are shining in great what do you call it, like charismatic qualities in the public reputation space. So you're looking pretty damn good in your career and your public reputation. If you happen to be at all somebody who is retired, then you know how you do things and what people see you doing in the world is being extremely well received. I apologize for that sound of and yet another siren in my lovely neighborhood just beside the fire station. Didn't think of that before I rented my new place. Next, Once you get past the Venus square Saturn Neptune story, and by the way, it could even be that there's some disillusionment with something going on in your relationship or in your career vis-a-vis a significant person in your life. I wouldn't sign a deal under this. I wouldn't like sign a contract for my career under this particular sky. Moving into the next story. This is where we have that difficulty that I mentioned with Mars and Saturn. This is going to pick up speed August the 8th to the 10th. August the 8th to the 10th. We end up with a really tough collective and individual kind of energy. Mars is, action and decisions, but he's in your sign. And if it's your sun, by the way, he's now at 0 Libra as of August 6th, 7th, time zone dependent. And he'll be here till September 22nd. And when he's here, this is what can happen, just so you know. Over those weeks, August 6th to September 22nd, watch for rashes, fevers, injuries, especially in air, like, I don't know, air could be falling from a height. Be careful because he can be difficult to have in the first house, especially the ascendant, for actually being injured. He's in his detriment here. He's not in a comfortable sign. Now, if it's your sun sign, he's going through the part of the sky that represents your Libra sun. It's your career matters, and he's giving you a bit of a hard time. Your Libra moon, then it's matters to do with your home and home life in general. So as Mars is going through this part of the sky, he's opposing Saturn and Neptune in the house of business partners, public audience, marketplace, and long-term committed love partners. And there is some dynamic, awfully intense energy. Frustration might be a feeling blocked, hitting a wall, something you want to achieve and you're not getting it. It's delayed, it's slowed down, it's not happening at the speed you would like. You're ready to go and Saturn's saying, let's think about it. There's a bit of a reception between those two planets. I'll cover that in a video for the week ahead when we get to that. But still, it's a difficult energy in the sky. It can bring a solution, of course. We have a kite here, and you'll see that the kite has crossbars up here to Uranus in your 9th house of God and Pluto in your 5th house of good fortune. And so, for example, if you're struggling with a situation with a significant partner, relationship, business partner, whatever it is, there is this intent in the sky to have some breakthroughs because Uranus is the breakthrough and Pluto is the transformation. So breakthrough and transformation in committed love relationships, creative and artistic business projects and partners is a narrative, but not without a sense of frustration. So from the 6th, 7th of August all the way through until you reach about the 10th, just be aware you are the one with the sharp words. You're the one with the sword in your hand. You may want to be more careful that you don't blow out with some significant person in your life. Lean into transformation and breakthrough rather than severing or ending some important relationship. That's my guidance. August the 10th to the 11th is the second week of the month of August, and Saturn is in a sextile to Uranus. Saturn, the lord of karma and time, yes, still in your 7th house of marriage and long-term relationships and significant people and audience and clients, but in a perfect sextile to Uranus in the house of book publishing, foreign lands and travel, pilgrimages. Now, this is a nice flow between them. Saturn is retrograde now as of about the 12th of July. So you're already backpedaling over something that you've already been considering, maybe something you want to offer the audience, the marketplace, public, clients. Maybe you're really reconsidering and revising the way your relationship is going. Maybe your partner in your relationship is reconsidering and revising and revisioning the way you two intersect with each other. Uranus is a breakthrough. Uranus is an exact breakthrough. It's perfecting August 10th to the 11th after the worst intensity of the 7th to the 10th with the Mars opposition to Saturn. Now it's loosening up a little bit more. So let me move our chart from the 7th so you can see how Mars is getting off of the perfect energy. And by the time we get here, these guys are having a beautiful alliance, and Mars has kind of moved past the worst intensity of his opposition to somebody in your life. So it's like tension from the 6th to the 10th Write these dates down, and breaking free and through perhaps on the 10th and 11th. Remember, this is general bell curve astrology, not your natal chart, not a personal reading. So don't think everything about the sign will be true for you. Take what works and leave the rest. Now, the next thing to be aware of in the second week of July is we have a full moon, and it's full at 16 degrees of Aquarius. Let me cue the lunation. It was on August the 9th, so I'll pull this back in time just a little bit. And this lunation is going to be fulfilling or completing something to do with artistic and creative projects, romantic and sexual love affairs, situations involving pregnancy, conception, or your children, fulfillment, completion, harvesting, or ripening. Well, you planted a seed 6 months earlier here, new moon in Aquarius, and now you're fulfilling the mandate. A full moon here can shed a light, like a torchlight or a flashlight, into things to do with your sexuality, your romantic inclinations, what inspires you, your creativity, your artistic projects. If you've been working on an artistic project, a creation of some sort, an entrepreneurial business strategy, then this is a time of culmination. If you've been doing that in the last 6 months, this moon will help shine a light and fulfill the agenda that you set in motion 6 months earlier. Full moon here can shed a light into a situation involving a romantic partner or involving a child. The full moon here is with Pluto. We haven't had Pluto with a moon here like this. Maybe we had one last year, but it's a new story. Moons and Pluto and Aquarius is fresh energy. Pluto is to transform, regenerate, to burn down and rebuild something here. It does trine you. You don't mind it. It doesn't feel all that rough to you because it is an air trine to your Libra sky. So you might not be feeling so tough and rough about it. You might be inviting it in. It's going to kind of also jiggle that kite, right? The moon is on the Plutonian crossbar. So transform, regenerate, revise your love, romance, sexuality, creativity, and entrepreneurial stories, and your relationship with your children. And then we move into the big highlight, the luckiest month of 2025. That is a beautiful energy. Woo! I lost my papers. That is a beautiful energy here of these two planets, Venus and Jupiter, coming into union together. Venus, the goddess of money, love, and beauty. And Jupiter, prosperity, wealth, expansion, abundance in your career space. Now, I don't know. This is kind of once every 12 years rare. So once every 12 years, you get this super lucky kind of conjunction in the 10th house, Jupiter exalted. It's going to be pretty building up on the 9th of August and pretty exact on the 11th, 12th, and then waning on the 13th. So from the 9th to the 13th, there's some spectacular feeling of success in your career. Now, because this is a house of weddings and your public status, like I'm married, divorced, widowed, there can be some good things happening here, like a wedding proposal, but it's also your career space. So you could be getting a little bit of fame, a little celebrity, a little raise, promotion, up level, some kind of nice boost of career success. Because it's once every 12 years, and last happened in 2013, please pay attention. Jupiter is super powered, but Venus is also the Lord of your sign. So in this case, it should be a good feel-good story. And you can go back to 2013, that summer, and see if, somewhere around the end of the summer through to the fall, you had some positive career stories develop. It kind of is a 9-month story, but I'll be doing a special video on that as well. When these two planets come together and meet, perfected meeting, right? Kind of about here, they're pretty close in here. The moon will be exalted in your 6th house of work and livelihood. That kind of indicates a lot of success in job, work, career, reputation, even financial situations connected to your work improving. It looks like a nice work, career, money, glow up space for you. Again, August 9th to about the 13th. That is happening at the end of the second week. As we move into the third week of the month of August, we're moving into Mercury and Mars tracking over several days in a wonderful grace-filled sextile energy. This begins to be clear and visible around the 14th as Mercury at 4 degrees is in a sextile to Mars at 4 degrees. And they maintain that sextile over about 4 days. So you can see it's still playing on the 17th and it begins to break away on the 19th. So what would I say? The 14th to the 19th, even, you're having a period of time where you're having a lot of, well, first of all, it's good for commercial success, but it's good for actions that are going to be, in your case, based on your chart, profitable if it relates to career gains, because that's where Mercury is sitting. But also Mars is pretty busy helping you make decisions, take bold actions, and kind of cut away what you don't want. Now, it's a sextile to the 11th house. It's not negative. You may make a decision or take some action around social groups, friendship circles, career gains, negotiations regarding contractual agreements connected to your career. Also, maybe possibilities of having a chance to speak or communicate in the public in front of a group of people. And this energy is really good. It supports success, particularly commercial success, through aligned decisions and actions. And with the sun, Leo sun still up there, it really leans into a big light in your 11th house. You might be on a stage, speaking on a webinar, going on someone's podcast. These are exciting things that could happen under the sky, but at the very least, negotiating new conditions for greater career success, particularly the terms like salary gains and how much money you're worthy of getting. Those are things that may be ongoing in the negotiations timeframe here. Mercury likes to negotiate. He likes to make a deal. And it is very much about that career up level that's ongoing, maybe a new position in the work environment. Moon and Uranus in the house of human resources, for example. You might get a surprise uplift in your career. August 14th to about the 17th, Venus will trine the North Node of Fate. Venus is in your 10th house of career. The North Node of Fate is traveling through Pisces. Would be nice if I put it in there. Let's add the good old North Node, South Node axis. Now, this is going to be something that happens like this every 18 years when we have the North Node in this part of the sky and Venus can work up her magic with it. So approximately 2006 and 2007, you encountered this once a year, probably, vibration. Venus trining the North Node in the work house and service house and job house and employer-employee house from the 10th house indicates some success in the career work environment, the office space included. If you have an office, if you work from home, that's fine. But there's career and work success indicated, expansion, growth, more worldly power and success. Venus is trying to give it to you at this time. She begins the North Node transit back a bit, like on the 14th, 15th, 13th. Let's go back. There, she's building it up on August 14th. She's exact on the 15th, and she's kind of departing on the 16th. But around that time, look for a nice punching through to more success in your career in a fated and destined way. Venus is also the ruler of you, so it's going to be very positive. And she owns your chunky money house as well, where the exalted moon is sitting. So you might get some boost of financial gain. It could be a stock investment. It could be, although connected to your career, like sign-on bonus, severance package, big commission check, performance bonus review stuff, kaboom. It looks good on your money, it looks good on your career, it looks good on the work you do in the world. On August the 19th, we have the first of 3 Chironic healings. What's happening is Chiron is moving through your 7th house of your committed long-term love relationships, where you've been feeling and business partnerships and how you reach your audience, marketplace, and public. You may have been feeling a bit of a Chironic wound. All is not right in this part of your world. And if you were feeling a Chironic wound here, you might have been feeling it, okay, all the way from 2019 until now, Libras. And so what'll happen here is that we had an eclipse in April of 24 that tried to blast the Chironic wound out of your life. And in the year that after that, you're meant to sort of let this part of the chart, the wounded part, go. I mean, it could be attracting wounded partners. They've got issues, they've got problems, you know. Certainly with Saturn, Neptune, there you're going to watch out for escapist or mental health challenges with your partner, addictions and all of that. But I could say that this first thing happening, Sun trine Chiron on August the 19th, is to shed a light on this wound in a way that you're able to make a difference, change something. Sun is in the house of friends, elder sibling, one above you, allies, benefactors. One of those types of people may be guiding, supporting, or helping you deal with a challenging situation in a long-term relationship. That's what I think that might be. Otherwise, you might have an opportunity to reach your audience, marketplace, clients, and public in a way, thank you, Mercury, as well, that now you feel received, heard, and met, like you are hitting the mark with the arrow hits the mark on that kind of relationship, even to your clients. We're going to get 2 more Chironic wounding healings this month, and the next one is right after in the 4th week of the month of August. And that is because on August 21st to the 22nd, Venus picks up where the sun left off and squares Chiron. There she is, moving into the square to Chiron this month. Venus squares Chiron. You can feel it on the 21, 22 second of the month. It is going to be a tug of push pull, a bit of a boxing ring between a client, an audience member, a significant other, a business partnership, and your agenda of success vis-a-vis your career. And it could be a wound to your reputation, like something goes down where there is some public scandal, or maybe your reputation because you are married and you feel, oh no, I have to, the whole world now knows my wife and I are divorcing, my husband and I are divorcing. There could be wounds around that as well. But you might just feel a little bit like, you know, with Venus and Jupiter up there, I mean, seriously, you know, whatever's going on in that other 7th house matter, Venus and Jupiter are very strong and it will be resolved. It's short-lived. So it's only 2 days. Pay attention. I want to backtrack just a bit here. I forgot to mention the moon is happening on 0 degrees of Virgo as well. Apologize, it was just off my mind. That this is August 22nd, so I'm not too far off actually, but you know, I just wanted to use the moon first and I forgot. Watch the moon and the sun as they cross over. Sun goes into Virgo. And by the way, the sun will be here, you know, August 23rd to about the 3rd week of September, happens every year. But this is a time where you've got a big flashlight in your solitude and your time alone. So you will really enjoy being in your own space and really focused on what you do alone during this transit. Also, a spotlight on your addictions and self-undoings if you have them. But then this moon at 0 degrees of Virgo, August 23rd, 4th, is time zone dependent. This is a lunation that is really, really, well, I'd say it's actually August 22nd, 23rd. But this is a lunation that really opens up a new beginning for you with surrender, release, and letting go. That makes it kind of 18 years rare, right? It last happened during the eclipses of 2006 and 2007. So what is it you need to let go of, release, surrender? Where is this part of the sky showing you things that are spiritually ripe for liberation? This is a full spiritual liberation house. However, on a practical note, there's many things you might let go of under the new moon and new beginnings here. You could let go of your own addiction, self-undoing, and bad habits, and your own worst enemy strategies. You could release and surrender some addictions. You could release and surrender plans connected to foreign shores and foreign lands. There may be with Uranus in the 9th, a disruption of long distance travel plans or plots. And the moon will unfold about 2 weeks after the evidence for what I'm saying. So August 22nd, 23rd, add 2 weeks. But there's a longer 6-month unfolding with all moons. There is that surprise. Uranus is like, surprise. Now, I mean, Uranus is in the house of book publishing. Writing is Virgo. You may get a book deal, and now you have to write alone at home and spend time in the darkness of your, aloneness, getting something done. But with Uranus, the surprise is what's interesting. There's something unexpected. And it's compelling you to go inward, and also maybe to renounce or let go of something that doesn't serve you at all anyway. And it's just time to release it. Yeah. All right. What else is happening in the sky? As we go into the 25th to the 26th, your Lord of your sign, Venus, is going to be doing some very positive stuff. As she enters into Leo around the 26th, 5th, 26th, she begins to trine Saturn as she opposes Pluto. That's called a wedge. It is a part of a larger formation called a bucket or a basket. All said and done, sort of. We got the moon breaking rank, but it's pretty, yeah. Just know what this Venus is saying. She's coming into a contest of a will, a tug of war, perhaps, regarding agendas to do with the 5th house of romantic love, sexuality, pleasure, fun, enjoyment, all the creative energies, the artist studio, the entrepreneurial energies, versus what she's up to in a very social place. Venus in the 11th house loves to spend time socializing with friends, especially with Mercury here. The two of them are like social city. Like, what's your schedule like? You might be really busy socializing with networking, schmoozing, groups of friends, maybe appearing on podcast shows or webinars or things like that. If that's your cup of tea, this is going to play out with the two planets tracking in Leo for quite a while. Venus will be in your 11th house of good spirit, and this increases your career gains, just so you know. Celebrity success in your career, rewards of your career. She'll be there August 25th to September the 19th. That's a long time. But Mercury will also be there in the same place until September 18th. So this doubles up the energy here of some really exciting commercial success, contracts, speaking, communicating, increases of influence over groups of people, social media involvements that are successful, but also just busy, and maybe busy being very, very social. And as she enters, she opposes Pluto. And whose willpower are you opposed by? A child, a romantic partner, a lover? What creative project that's really intense is at odds with this fun and playful and pleasure-seeking Venus? Look to that August 25th, 26th for that tension. Venus is also going to trine Saturn, bringing a beautiful love endures. My projects endure. My agendas are lasting and disciplined. You can be very disciplined and focused on projects from your past connected to your career. In a long-term relationship with the retrograde Saturn, you might be revising and readdressing your relationship to your partner in business or love vis-a-vis your own long-range goals and dreams. And Venus is a fertility goddess looking over at the conception and pregnancy house. So possibly, too, there may be some stories there for some of you around birthing something, literal or metaphoric, getting pregnant, for example. And with Mars in your sign, you're more likely to want to not go forward with a conception at this time of your life. So be careful for getting a conception going. Uranus in the 9th house, Pluto in the 5th house can be very fertile energy for unexpected surprises. And so conception surprises are possible here. August 25th, 26th as well. Unexpected surprises in the sextile to Uranus as well, from book publishing, social media, group influence, academic, foreign travel, foreign people, and some positive surprises that benefit you in your reputation, in your career success, in your rewards of your career. So not a bad sky. It's just that tension with Pluto in the 5th house. It's intense that there is something about it. If you're having trouble with your significant other, a friend says something to you to reveal something hidden about your relationship, and then you're like, now I got to go back with my sword and fight that Saturn problem. So there could be some relationship tension in business and love stories as well at this time. For the most part, though, it looks positive. The trine to Saturn, Neptune looks really good on you. If you do anything Neptunian in the public, that's YouTube, Reels, Instagram Reels, videography, you're going to have a bit of a glow and a positive success at that time as well. Venus in the house of social influence and sometimes celebrity flowing to Saturn, the long game, and Neptune, those platforms that use video. Looks like a nice glow on the outreach to audience marketplace. And maybe through an ally, benefactor, or friend supporting your success as well, giving you some more boost or exposure or favors. All right, the last thing to pay attention to is August 31st, Mercury will trine Chiron. Remember, we said August 9th, the Sun trine Chiron. Then August 21 and 22, Venus squared Chiron. Some push comes to shove. And now August 30th, 31st, Mercury trines Chiron. This is what you're trying to heal. My business partners, my long-term love stories, my audience, my public, the marketplace for my 10th house of career. And you're trying to heal disappointments or not being on purpose, or the wounded partners in business and love, they're not quite all together. So you're doing that healing since 2019. As I said, here comes Mercury trining Chiron. This is an email, a phone call, or a text message. This is information or news coming your way, or you're broadcasting something into the public, maybe through the social media landscape. You're having a success story, Venus, Mercury here. And you're just basking in your success, healing a wound of feeling like my audience never gets me, my marketplace doesn't get me. But if it's in about a relationship story, then you may have a conversation, an email or phone call coming from some person, someplace. It could be a friend. It could be a benefactor. It could be a sibling, one older, that sheds some healing light on the chironic wound that you've been dealing with and helps you understand it, have an idea to heal it, or receive information that you need in order to get this thing all tied up in a happy bow. And no longer does Chiron make you feel so stressed out about this 7th house of the long-term committed love stories. Okay, that's what I've got. Could be an intervention as well. Venus and Uranus, it could be like somebody steps in to like mediate or intervene, or there's a breakthrough therapy session of some sort to help you with your committed love travails in a long-term spousal type relationship, cohabiting many years together, monogamy. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit my notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Come join me in Sky Reader, please. I'd love to see you there 6 weeks together. We have a Discord group, a Facebook group. We have weekly coaching Q&A calls. We have forever evergreen access to the content. You get to keep it. If you miss classes, you can watch the replay and keep the content anyway, but I only teach it live. And if you want to be in this year's class, September, October, check my description box below for all the information you need to get on the early bird discount waitlist. Know when enrollment opens, and also check out the course curriculum. Thank you guys, and I wish you the very best in the month of August.